Alright, good morning again. It's still August 26th. We're just rocking out in the new S690 that I just purchased, new to me, I guess. We're having a few hiccups, which is predicted anytime you fire up a new piece of equipment. We're cutting brown mustard. Obviously our yield is not calibrated because it says 0. So coming out of the X combine, I noticed one thing right away, that this combine is louder. I guess I can turn on my decibel counter and see how much louder it is. Let's do that. Okay, we just held it for a little while on average. It's averaging 71.6 dB. So remember that. We'll do one at the X9, but I know it's definitely louder for sure. What else do I notice? I got my sample looking pretty good. That's actually pretty good for running brown mustard through at probably an 8 bushel crop. But yeah, this mustard is probably doing about 8 bushel. It's pretty poor brown mustard. These hydraulics are incredibly bouncy. Like when I pick it up, boy, it really bouncy. And I turned down the sensitivity down to 50%. But I think I have other problems because I actually can't lower my header anymore. I push down my button, my header does not go down. But fortunately, my header seeps really quickly, which is fortunate for me in this case because it won't go down, but unfortunate because it shouldn't seep that fast. In about 5 minutes, my header will be down on the ground. So I obviously have some header problems. I picked it up this morning and then it wouldn't go back down, but as again, like it seeps really quickly, so it just seeped right back down, and then I just kept combining it. So now it's really complicated. And I can't run my auto header height because it wants to lift up a little bit, and sometimes it'll go too high and then it won't come back down, right? So right now I'm just running old school manual mode here, just like if I was in the Massey 860 combine. I am literally just up down. That's the only features that I have. And when I say up down, it's really only up, and then I let it seep down. So you really got to plan ahead. If you see a low spot coming up there, or I mean like a thin spot where it's really short, just wait and your header will seep down to get it. We're only doing a cracking 4 mile an hour here, a decent combine capacity, so we're just taking our time out here and trying to do a really good job. So I only have one way I can move my button, and that is up. And when it goes, it goes. Like it really goes. So don't worry, we do have a John Deere tech coming down here to evaluate that. I also, on my move down, because we basically just nicely got going with this thing, noticed a clunk coming from underneath my seat. Hopefully not the main gear case, but we're going to get that evaluated, because it shouldn't go when you're moving down the road. It shouldn't go clunk, 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 clunk. And I looked, there's nothing loose that I can see, nothing falling apart that I can see. But if it is an internal issue, then I want it all to happen now, okay? So we are having some S-series issues, mechanical. And that's okay. I'm not heartbroken about it at all, because this thing has a fresh green light on it, and also has the runtime guarantee that comes with it from the dealership, which means that if this thing was to go down, unusable, for X amount of hours, not sure how long, they will provide me another combine of use while they fix it. I don't think we're quite to that point, but they will do that. Also, I should mention that I hope that all the issues with this combine happen now, because I don't have to pay for this service call. It's all under warranty. It comes with green light, right? They're guaranteeing this combine to work for me. I just purchased it. So if there's a major, let it happen right now, because then the dealership's going to pay for it and not me. Now wait until next year rolls around on my second harvest and we have a major component go, now I pay for it. So don't want that. basically, let's get all the bugs out of the system. If anything's gonna break, blow up, burn, it needs to happen now. Needs to happen now. So, tech's coming down to figure out why my header's seeping so fast, why it won't go down. It locks out. In the morning, it goes down and up, but apparently it just locked itself out from going down. They're going to figure out what the clunk is. And I have a lower sieve actuator problem, I believe, because I had to manually adjust it to get it down to 0, and 0 is really probably 1 or 2 on the monitor. So those are 3 things that I noticed right off the go. But we're still combining because I manually set the bottom sieve, you know, like what you actually had to do back in the old days. And we're just manually running our table, again, like what we had to do back in the old days. And we're still cutting. Pretty poor crop though. Pretty hard when you can't hardly tell what we cut and what we didn't. Oh, and we're steering like back in the old days. We will have guidance. We'll have it next week, but that's not today, and today is Saturday. But either way, we're cutting. Got my radio back on. In case someone's trying to get a hold of me. Hey, this is really boring here. It is what it is. Can't do anything about it. We got lots to be thankful for. We got everything to be thankful for. So what? We don't have a crop for the 3rd time in a row. It is what it is. We still have our health. We still have the ability to work. I can still go to my my home. I can open my pantry. I can choose what food I would like to eat or snack on when I come home at night. I can take my coffee mug, I can stick it under my Tassimo and perk myself a fresh hot coffee in the morning. I can go to the shower. I can have a hot shower. I can go from cold to hot by the turn of a knob. I can walk out and I can get in my vehicle. I can drive to work. I can drive anywhere I wanted to. So there's so many things to be thankful for. I go home and I have a roof over my head. I have a roof over my head. I have climate control in my home. I have heat and I have air conditioner. And most importantly, I can go home and I have a loving wife, Ashtyn, that's there. And I have a little boy named Chapel, and he is my world. He is both our worlds. He is awesome. We love that little guy so much. He's going to be 2 here in November. So much to be thankful for. You just got to put it into perspective. And in the agriculture side of perspective, I guess there's less grain to haul, which means you're going to burn less fuel, less wear and tear on all your equipment, less trucks going down the dirt road, less tires are going to get chewed up, less augers are going to get wore out. There's always a benefit to everything, you guys. The glass is always half full. The glass is never half empty. Ever half empty. There is the honeybee. Jared's rocking that one with the honeybee. Mark is also out here with the honeybee. Oh yeah, so I can't lift this up, right? If I lift this thing up on my headland, I can't get it back down. So we just kind of do the low lift here. Well, this is a really poor headland. Oh, what's Jared doing here? What's going on? That is our Saskatchewan flag, by the way. That's our provincial flag. Oh, maybe he's trying to talk to me. I better turn my radio back on. What you doing? What'd you say?
I think my knife just broke.
Oh, sucky deal. He just broke his knife. That sucks. Now that's not just a honeybee thing, that's an every honeybee, that's an every header thing. We've already broke one knife on a 645. And I don't know why, because there's no crop out here to cut and it's deader than a doorknob. Although I should note we did not break the knife on the John Deere, we must have broke it on cereals. Still, shouldn't have broken the knife. I think the knives actually get fatigued. And then they just let go. Don't worry, we have knife splice kits. We can throw it back together, piece it back together, and it'll be operational probably within 20 minutes. Normally the grain cart guy runs over there and gets them a hand.
And all those parts for the clearance and stuff coming in Brian already? Yeah, Ashtyn.
So another thing that I've noticed is I miss my hinge draper. I'm not used to having 45 feet of rigid table coming through water runs. Obviously this is worst case scenario. I don't even have my lateral 4.5. Got to run everything manually. This is the worst case. Compare against the best. So I'm not comparing it, I'm just saying that I do miss my hinge draper. Now you can put a hinge draper, not a 50, but you can go up to a 45-foot hinge draper on a S-Series combine. It just has to be a 7 Series. See how they get you? Because of the tech, apparently you gotta have a 7 Series combine. You can't put it on a 6 Series. I guess if you want to have a hinge draper on a 6 Series, you gotta go to a MacDon. I've never run a MacDon. I got nothing against them. I think they're great headers. I just never run them. But if we keep going down this 6 Series route, looks like we might look at some hinge drapers. But the only reason why we haven't run over to that header yet is because it's not a full true flex. It's just a hinge draper, and we really like our flexible cutter bar, where that is not a thing on a MacDon. Header seeped down a little bit. I better pick her up. There we go. Definitely like this crop catcher, I think is what it's called. It is a third-party thing, aftermarket. You can throw that kit on and it keeps your feeder house nice and clean. So I do like that. What I don't like about it is I can't see my cutter bar through it. Can't see your cutter, especially when the sun's not working with you and they get dusty. You either just have a wall there. You can't see nothing through there. So I don't like that. So like I said, everything has pros. Oh, my header seeped down. Everything has pros and cons. Turn my radio back on. Hold it.
How much bigger is a big top than a regular top on that combine?
I actually have no idea.
I'd be like, I don't know if it's that much bigger. I don't know.
For some reason, I think it's a total of 500 bushel versus they used to be total of 400 bushel, but I could be wrong. There's Mark. He's running the honeybee. That's my other S690 over there.
Jared, you should bring Mark into it. That thing's horrible.
Skippy.
Got out halfway through.
Oh, did I? Am I still cutting out?
But you're doing good now.
This is old school, I'm telling you, what I'm working with here right now until our tech comes.
Oh, you have a tech coming?
Yeah, the header seeps down really fast, which is no big deal, but it must have something to do also with when you pick the header all the way up, you can't manually put it back down. And you used to be able to, but now you can't, which is a good thing. It seeps down really fast, so I just gotta literally just keep manually picking it back up. So I can't run my auto header height because it picks the header up too fast sometimes, and then missing the mustard, and then it won't go back down fast enough.
Well, we might have to look at the like quad track too, like because he's starting to PTO off.
What's wrong with your quad track?
He's starting the PTO off on mine halfway through loading the truck.
Oh, that sucks. So yeah, that's one of the issues. I have a small clunk going on while I'm driving, mostly when I'm in road gear, which again, I'm not worried about any of these issues because this is all not my problem. But it does make, I do feel like I step back in time a little bit here, and I'm doing everything old school, driving it even. Alright guys, I'm going to keep carrying on over here, and I guess I'll just work on one side of the field.
That header seeping thing, that's something we've seen before. That's in the block up on the side of the beer house. One of the surefire ways used to be to figure that out is if you put your auger out with your header down, or up just a bit, you put your auger out and your header would seep or turn to the left right away.
Oh, I see. You lost me when you said put your auger out while I was gone by it.
No, that was a problem I had with my old 690, and Barry's like, well, put your auger out.
I'll put my auger out.
See what your header does, and if your header moves instantly, then you're bypassing oil. You have a O-ring gone.
Whoops, sorry about that. I was watching my header. Whoop. This is challenging to do here. Nothing changed. Auger back. Nothing's changing. Alright, fair enough. Where's my mic? Where am I driving here? I tried that. Nothing seemed to have changed. Wow, that sample got dirty all of a sudden. Holy smokeramas. Oh yeah, so I should mention that your sample changes all the time, even in the X9, right? Because conditions are changing. Oh, I'll pick my header up just a little here. Just a little more. Don't want to pick it up too much. Because it's tougher this morning, and as it's windy, it keeps drying out, your sample is going to keep changing, which means you got to keep changing your combine settings. That is normal part of harvesting procedures. I cannot put my header down anymore until it seeps down a little bit more. There it goes. Come on, there it is. Oh, Ashtyn tried to get hold of me. That's my cue. Okay, guys, I will let you guys go. I'm going to combine up this little spiffle that we left, and I'll catch you guys on the flipper. Adios, amigos.